Alright, what's up? I had to make sure my shit was working. Alright, I want to make this video quick. And I just had a few questions that I wanted to ask. And that would be, why the fuck do people think that being abused and being beat the shit out of and being called all kind of names except for the child of God makes them humble, makes them a better person, makes them who they are today? Alright, okay. I ain't gonna lie, I've been beat the shit out of. I've been beat. I've been slapped around. I've been beat with extension cords. I've been cussed out. I've been called all kind of names. But let me tell you what that shit did for me. And I know it did for most people. That shit made me angry. I was internally upset. And I was beginning to beat others. I was beginning to do the same thing to others that was done to me. As I got older, I internalized a lot of shit. I was pissed off all the time. I was abusive. I did a lot of self-destructive things. So I don't see how in the fuck that could have made me a better person. At all. At all. It did make me a better person. It made me a horrible person. What made me a better person was me deciding to let that shit go. Stop clinging on to the past. Changing the way I think about myself. Saying affirmations. Positive affirmations. You know, I had to be the person that I wanted to be by changing the person that I was to the person that I want to be. Now, these people who sit there and say, when mama beat them with a bat and a damn skillet and all that shit, talking about, yeah, I'm a better person. You're a motherfucking alcoholic. You're a fucking drug addict. This woman, man, she was 35 and she was on a motherfucking cane. How in the fuck are you a better person? You look like your ass is breaking the fuck down. At that time, I was a couple of years older than her, and I was just looking like, you got to be a motherfucking lie to sit there and think that being abused and being brought up by your parent and your grandparent and the way they did you made you a better person. Now, some people do become better people, I will admit, but they're not going to sit there and brag about them ass whoopings. You know, some people do beat the odds. You know, some people do go out there and become successful people, entrepreneurs or business people or just whatever. They do beat the odds. But I guarantee you, they're not doing that shit to their children. They're not passing that shit down to their kids. It's just these people that is so-called humble and love the Lord and all that shit that got more problems than a motherfucking math equation. Is sitting up here talking this bullshit that if my mama didn't beat me, I wouldn't be the way I am. You know what? You're right. You wouldn't be an alcoholic. You wouldn't be a drug addict. You wouldn't be homeless. You wouldn't be on welfare. You wouldn't be on crack. I mean, you wouldn't be none of that bullshit. So, this is my point. Being abused and being misused and being talked about and shit like that, it really doesn't make you a better... What the fuck is that over there? Holy shit, is that a mole? Anyway, it doesn't make you a better person. And it don't. It really don't. That's a fucking rat. It don't make you a better person at all. It really don't. It makes you into a worse person. If you don't have that initiative to change and to... on purpose be a better person, on purpose say affirmations, positive affirmations, and say better things about yourself, then that being beat up and shit is not gonna make you a better person. It's not. First of all, these black ass parents need to be locked up under the jail cell. Yeah, I said it. They need to be locked up because there's a difference between discipline and abuse. When you sit up here calling your 2-year-old daughter a fucking bitch, then you don't need that child. You really don't. If you calling your 10-year-old daughter a whore because a little boy like her, then you don't need to have that child as a daughter because you're fucking her up mentally. You're mentally fucking her up. And there are people out here on YouTube that's talking about, you know, the abuse, this and that, and what it does, and the narcissism and all that. And I totally agree with everything that they say. But I'm just talking about the people who brag and shit about being abused and how it made them a better person, in which it did not. No, the fuck it did not. If you got a fucking record, you a criminal, you're a felon, and you've been locked up, or you done, you know, killed somebody because you was fucking angry, because you don't know how to channel your anger, or anything that's negative, it didn't make you a better person. It really didn't. I'm going to tell you from firsthand, it did not make me a better person. My way of thinking that changed the way I thought about myself made me a better person. You have to change the way you think. Because if your parents always constantly beating you up, saying you bad and you doing bad shit and all this, you're going to always think you're bad. You're going to always think you're bad. And guess what happens when you think you're bad? You do bad shit. So I'm going to try to make this video short and just, you know, close it up and everything. That, hey, I'm telling you, being abused, being beat up, being called out of your name and stuff because you may have been hard-headed and shit like that, doesn't make you a better person. Because the penitentiary is full of abused ass people. Yes. You listen to their stories and how they grew up, and you will see that, damn, they wasn't a better person because they were being abused. They may have to go to prison and get, you know, get rehabilitated or whatever to become a better person for some people. And some people, there's no goddamn hope. But like I said, I was once abused and mistreated and talked to bad, and I had very low self-esteem and shit like that. But it was up to me to decide to change the way I thought. And to know what really made that possible was I was 21 and I had a tumor under my arm. My hairdresser, she had just passed away from cancer, and you know, having that tumor under my arm really scared the shit out of me. So I went to the hospital, went to the doctor. He told me it was a benign tumor. I was like, phew, cool. And you know, I got that taken care of, and I was thinking like, I'm 21. At that time, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with a fucking tumor under my arm? And then I realized that that abuse that I was enduring, I internalized it, and I was angry all the time. And I would sit back and just think about all that shit and just get angrier and angrier and angrier. And it causes a host of problems. So I knew then that I needed to change the way I was, so I wouldn't end up getting a heart attack or end up doing, you know, my body end up doing something to itself to cause a disease or an ailment. So it was up to me to change. It was up to me to forgive myself for allowing shit to happen, and forgive myself for sitting there being angry all the fucking time. So that was on me. I was like, you know what, I'm grown now, I take responsibility. And that's another motherfucking thing you gotta do, is be responsible. Take responsibility for your shit. Honestly, if you're not responsible, you're gonna always point the fingers at other motherfuckers, and you forget about the 3 fingers that's pointed back at your own ass. So that's about it. Being abused do not make you a better person. It makes you into a motherfucking monster. And then you see these parents out here that's killing their fucking kids, locking them up in the goddamn bathrooms, and starving them and shit. And it makes you wonder, what kind of upbringing did you have? Did mama and grandma beat your ass with a skillet? Did they neglect your motherfucking ass? See, that's what I'm saying. So y'all out there in Facebook land, not Facebook land, but YouTube land, hey, y'all be good and realize that, hey, being abused do not make you a better person at all.